All right, what's up, everyone? Travis Lofke here, Human Upgrade Project, episode number 4, even though it says 3, because 0 was episode number 1. Anyways, tonight, I'm a little behind schedule. This seems to be a theme, a reoccurring theme, in the grand scheme of things. But do not fret. Everything will be just fine. I promise. Before we jump in tonight, I want to do a quick random squared because I just love random squared. Weird national holidays, bizarre national holidays. Tomorrow, or today as it were, because it's 12:02 a.m. where I'm at right now, Friday, May 10th. Today's bizarre national holiday is Clean Up Your Room Day, and it is National Receptionist Day. So if you know any receptionists out there, say thank you. And then clean up your room, because it's probably a mess. Speaking of that, growing up, here's a quick random story. Growing up, and I'm kind of like this now, I would let things get a little bit, in my bedroom mostly, I would let things get a little bit out of hand, right? And then stuff everywhere. And then would clean everything up to where it was so tidy and everything was in its place. And it was always such an amazing, right? How amazing is it when everything is just nice and organized and everything makes sense and it's just all nice and where it needs to be. Anyways, with that random little side bit gone there, tonight's episode is, what did I call this? Sometimes I tweak it a little bit, but I almost forgot about the best happiness hack available. And how much time do you spend adulting? Probably should keep track of that, because you might be spending too much time adulting. And if you're doing that, it's probably making you miserable. Because they kind of go hand in hand, the whole happiness hack and the adulting. And what I mean by that is a little story. I've got to tell you this little story or it won't make sense. And as always, you'll understand what I mean here just in a second. And I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible because, like I said, I need to get some things done. I got to get into shutdown mode. Tonight was going to be another few sleep tips and hacks for you based on what I'm doing and implementing and testing and all of that. However, today, so I have some really good friends. I'll get into what happened today, but I have to give you this backstory. I have some really good friends that let me live with them for a while, off and on, as I was transitioning from place to place or whatever, moving back into the country or what have you. And during those times, I just happened to be there when both of their boys were born. They weren't born at the house, but I was there at the hospital and all that good stuff. And I happened to be there while they were growing up. So I am Manny Travis. I've been christened Manny Travis. So I do not know exactly what it's like to be a parent, but I do have a very, very intimate understanding of what it's like. When they're sick, changing dirty diapers, watching them throw up, watching things come out of them that I don't know how they got into them. So, with that said, the reason I bring that up is because at certain times, the Manny light, like the bat light, the bat, whatever it's called, will go off and I am called to duty. I just happened to be texting with my friends the other day and they needed some help. And their oldest boy is in baseball and I would like to go watch the games and stuff sometimes. So I was going to go pick up the youngest at elementary and then get the 9-year-old from the bus stop. And then we were going to go to the baseball game. And it was going to be awesome. But then Colorado happened and it snowed. So they canceled the game. The interesting part of the whole story is I was driving to pick up the youngest at elementary, at kindergarten. And I've dropped off before and knew the proper procedure for that, where to park and everything for the best, most efficient, effective drop off, all that good stuff. But I'd never picked up before, and not at this school. So I go and I don't know if you've ever driven through a school zone when they're picking up, or you've dropped kids off or picked them up or whatever, but holy crap, it's a zoo. It's a zoo. So I pull up and there's just like lines, cars backed up, and then there's like kids everywhere and buses, and like I can just feel like this tension of all the parents like white knuckled because they just got off of work and all that. And I was like, whoa, but then I realized, well, what am I getting all stressed out about? So I find a place to park, no big deal. Go get the youngest, and when he comes out, he's super excited to see Uncle Trav. So comes running out, yeah, and we're walking, and the whole time we're walking, it's guess what? Did you know this? Guess what? And so the whole, it's just like this. Everything is a new discovery. Everything's amazing. And so, yeah, so I never get tired of hearing that. I'm sure eventually, when I was on Manny duty all the time, there's times where I'm just like, oh, I need a break. But it's always fun to see the excitement in a 5-year-old. And so we jump in the car, head home. The 9-year-old, we grab him from the bus stop about an hour later, and the best part about that was the 9-year-old, he's like, hey, he's got an umbrella, right? He gets off the bus, so we just walk down, and just to say hi as he's getting off the bus, and plus you get outside and all that good stuff. So he gets off the bus, he's got an umbrella. I'm like, dude, what do you have an umbrella for? The snow and the rain and everything stopped. And he's like, oh yeah, that's true. And he goes, you know what? Me and my friends, we're going to fly. I was like, what do you mean you're going to fly? He's like, well, we're going to take this umbrella and we're going to go to his house because I just realized my mic is like pegging out. Maybe it's because I'm yelling. Let me see if I can turn this down because I'm probably killing it. Maybe. There we go, 1.6. Let's try that. I don't know if that's any better or not. Anyways, so he's super excited. He's like, we're going to fly. So my friend has this play thing in his backyard, but it has this pad that you can jump on. So it's apparent that they've thought this through, right? They really thought this through. And he's like, and there's this one spot on the playland thing. It's this thing you can climb on, and it has like, I don't know, it has ropes and like jungle gym stuff and all this. And he's like, there's this big pad that we jump on. But if we go up to this other step on top, we can jump off with the umbrella and we can fly. And I'm like, I think it's awesome. I wasn't going to tell him, no, dude, that's not going to work because the umbrella, it will collapse. And because I know from experience, I'm like, that's awesome. And now if he was jumping onto the asphalt, I probably would have said something, but it's a pad. Have fun, knock yourself out. Hopefully not. So I'm like, that's awesome. When are you going to do this? I don't know. We're planning maybe this weekend or whatever, but he's just giving me all the details. And so he walks one way home because he's like, I'm going to beat you guys. And he's walking through the wet grass. I'm like, I'm not walking through the wet grass. I just don't want to get wet. So me and the youngest one walk around. I'm like, dude, let's beat your brother. And so I was like, let's run. So we run all the way back to the house, and we totally beat him. Totally beat a 9-year-old. Yeah, Take that. Anyways, we get back to the house, and then we rub it in his face that we beat him, because you got to do that with kids sometimes, right? And so we're back, we're hanging out. I'm checking some stuff on my computer because I have to do a little bit of work sometimes, right? The 5-year-old's like, Trav, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. And I'm like, dude, I got to just let me do a little bit of stuff, and then I'll come play, and we'll have sword fights. Actually, we had a sword fight on the way down to the bus. That was fun. I cut off his hands first, because if he doesn't have any hands, you can't fight back. Not at least with the sword. Smart, right? So I was like, let me do some things. I get done, and we're messing around, playing and all that. And the 9-year-old is like, he was all excited about it. He's carrying this umbrella around everywhere, and it had stopped raining again because it was like on and off. And he's like, I'm gonna go outside and test out flying. I'm like, dude, go for it. You can go have fun. It's gonna be awesome. And I probably should have watched, because it would have been interesting to see. But there's like a patio outside. There's no place, like the fence would be the highest thing you could jump off of. So again, I thought this through in the milliseconds that I need to process this information, that he's not going to kill himself. So I am a responsible Manny. So he goes outside, and I'm inside playing and doing things, and he comes back in. He's like, guess what? The door comes flying open. It's one of those sliding doors, right? Comes sliding. Guess what, Trav? And I'm like, what? Oh man, I'm pegging this thing out bad. Audio on this is probably gonna suck. But anyways, he's like, guess what, Trav? And I was like, what? What? He's like, I didn't fly, but I think I floated a little bit. I was like, that is awesome. Good job. Keep it up. Let me know how it keeps going. And let me see if I can turn this down a little bit more here. I should have checked my audio before, right? Anyways, I tell him, yep, keep going. Awesome. Good job. And so he's super excited. He goes back outside. He comes back in. Apparently, he must have found a little higher spot to jump off, because his umbrella, he's like, can you help me? The little thing in the umbrella is like busted, broke or something, and the umbrella's like kind of weirded out. So apparently he's been trying. I fixed his umbrella. It was this little thing on the inside that made it nice and round or whatever. Not a hard fix. I fix it. I just tell him, hey, you're probably not going to be able to jump off stuff with this anymore, if you want to keep your umbrella and be able to use it in the rain. So when the reason I went through this whole story, one of the reasons that I went through this whole story is because it's one of the things I love hanging out with those two boys the most about, and just kind of kids in general, right, is the fact that they are fascinated with everything. Everything is amazing. Everything is incredible. Everything is just like, it's a new experience. There's so many new experiences because they haven't experienced everything yet. And they haven't had people tell them, no, and you're wrong, and you can't do that, and it's not possible. They're just like in awe of all the wonders that we take, and I take for granted a lot of times. And it's a really good reminder to remember how amazing things are, and be grateful for the things that, not be grateful for the things you have, just be grateful that you know that things are amazing, and that there is awe and wonder in the world. Yeah. So that was the big, and that's where the happiness hack comes in. It's about seeing things as a kid. It's not hard to do. The other another interesting thing, I was at the gym working in the cafe because I'm able to. Well, I'll get into this why I do that, but in another story. I'm in there working, and a lady that works there, I was talking to her, and she's like, it was so funny. My daughter got a pair of shoes the other day, and we walked into, I think they walked into a store, or they came into the gym or something, and she said, my daughter was, she was just like, everybody, look at my shoes! Look at my shoes! Look how I can run so fast! Because she was so excited about her shoes. When was the last time you got excited about, well, I mean, I guess some people get really excited about shoes, but when was the last time you actually were like that in public? Probably when you were a kid, right? I don't think I've been like that in a while. I don't quite get to that level, but I don't really have much of a filter sometimes. I'm just kind of like, woo, let's have fun. Because if you're not having fun, why bother? Not everything in life is fun. But that doesn't mean you can't make it fun, or at least focus on the fun that you'll have afterwards. And that's why the other question to this, or the main question of this, is how much time do you spend adulting? Because if you look at your time you spend adulting versus the time you spend actually enjoying yourself, unless you like adulting, I don't know, some people might like adulting. I think adulting is kind of bland and boring. So try not adulting so much. Be amazed at the things that are actually amazing. When you look at certain things, you see, here's a good example. When you look at your car, you see a car a lot of times, right? I see my car. It's a car. I get in it, I drive. But if you really look closely and pay attention, there are so many pieces to the car, and I'm not talking just about, oh, there's some tires and there's a windshield and there's a door. I'm talking about all the little pieces that went into it and all the people that had to work on that to put it together to make that happen, and all the pieces and parts and everything else, and how that, guess what? That's amazing. So, like I said, I had planned on talking about some more sleep hacks and some more sleep tips and all of that. I have like a bazillion of them, and they all are amazing in their own way. And I'll get into more of those hopefully tomorrow night. Unless something crazy happens again where I go into another random, hopefully insightful, small rant that it helps make things a little more clear on perspective and what's important, or what is possible for you to actually focus on during the day. And I'm not talking about just pretend like everything's good and rosy, because I've been in situations myself where it's like, oh crap, how am I going to feed myself today? Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to be positive and think everything's amazing when you're in that situation, but it is possible, because I've done it, and it's not easy. Like, it's not fun, but all you have to do is sit down and think about the things that you're grateful for. That helps to start with. Okay, before I start getting into that, I am the only one on here. This is great, because I'm just going to keep doing this. And the best part is I will get better at this. And maybe then one or two people will come on and we'll all be able to have a little party online. So check in tomorrow. The plan tomorrow is to give you, I found something really cool that I've forgotten about, learn some new things about the whole sleep deal, and optimizing the crap out of that, because by the time this 21 days is over, I got to find out the ending date of when I started this. I started this like on Monday or Sunday night, and the amount of information I have right now that I put together is freaking off the charts. But by doing this test, I am going to have things dialed in even better on the quality of my sleep and the information that I can provide to you guys to be able to optimize your sleep and the quality of the sleep, most importantly, because again, quick segue from last night. That doesn't make sense, but a little thing from last night, I think it was, or the night before, when I said that sleeping for 8 hours is like a bunch of crap. People that say that, what I meant by that is if they don't qualify that with the amount of quality sleep that you get, then they're just talking out their butts. Because I know people that sleep 10 hours and get crap quality sleep. And I've done that myself before. So anyways, geez Louise, I just get on a side tangent. The moral of the story tonight is, what in your life is amazing right now, or what could be amazing? And can you see it through, if you have kids, it's even easier, through their eyes or through your eyes when you were a kid? Back when everything was amazing. Make everything amazing again. Did I say that in something else, or is that? I don't know. Either way, have an amazing day, right? Because it's better than the alternative. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.